If your dog keeps walking up to you and sniffing your hands, your clothes, your face, or even the air around you, that is not just a random habit. It is not only a cute little routine, and it is definitely not meaningless. Because in that moment, your dog may be reading you in a way no human ever could. It may be checking your mood, your stress, your health, and even whether something about you has changed since the last time it looked at you with its nose. That is the part most owners never realize. We think our dogs are simply smelling us. But for a dog, smell is not a side sense. It is the main way the world speaks. So when your dog keeps sniffing you, the real question is not, why is my dog doing this? The real question is, what is my dog learning about me that I cannot see? And once you understand the answer, this small everyday behavior stops looking ordinary. It starts looking like a message, a very personal one. Most people assume the explanation is simple. Dogs sniff because they like smells. That sounds reasonable. After all, dogs sniff everything. The ground, the furniture, other animals, strangers, shoes, trash. So when they sniff us, it feels like just another version of the same behavior. Case closed. But that explanation leaves something important out. If sniffing is only about recognizing a smell, why do so many dogs keep returning to the same person again and again? Why sniff the same hands, the same shirt, the same face? What exactly is changing? And that is where the story becomes much more interesting. Think about the last time your dog came close to you after you had been out for the day. Before the tail wag, before the lick, before the excitement. It lowered its nose. It investigated. Sometimes for just a second, sometimes for much longer. Almost like it was checking something. Most owners barely notice that moment, but behavior experts do, because the order matters. The sniff often comes before the greeting, before the affection, before the play. That means your dog is not only reacting to your return, it is gathering information first. But what kind of information could possibly matter that much? Scientific evidence. To understand that, we have to understand the world through a dog's nose. Humans live in a visual world. Dogs live in a scent world. Researchers have estimated that a dog's sense of smell is tens of thousands of times more sensitive than ours. Some scientists believe the difference may be even greater in certain situations. What looks invisible to us can be obvious to a dog. Every person carries a constantly changing scent profile. Your skin releases chemical compounds. Your breath changes. Your body chemistry shifts. Your hormones rise and fall. Even your emotional state can influence the signals your body gives off. To us, those changes are hidden. To your dog, they are information. And information is everything. But here is the surprising part. Your dog is not only identifying who you are, it is monitoring how you are. Humans often think recognition is fixed. Once someone knows us, they know us. Dogs do not experience the world that way. For a dog, scent is not a label. It is a living update. You are not exactly the same person you were this morning. You may be calm. You may be stressed. You may be tired. You may be excited. You may be sick. You may be recovering from something you have not even noticed yet. Your dog's nose can pick up clues that never reach your conscious mind. That means each sniff is less like checking your identity and more like reading a report about your condition, a report about your state, a report about whether something has changed. Most owners never realize this. Their dog is not just saying, "I know you." It may be saying, "I want to know how you are." And that changes the meaning of the behavior completely. Scientists studying canine behavior have found that dogs can detect changes linked to human emotions. When people feel stress, fear, or anxiety, the body releases different chemical signals. Dogs often respond to those changes, sometimes before the person even understands what they are feeling. Think about how powerful that is. You may walk into a room believing nothing about you has changed. You may not look different. You may not sound different. But your dog notices something. It becomes more attentive, more focused, more interested in sniffing. Not because your appearance changed, because your scent did, and your dog caught it. The real reason is far more fascinating than most people assume. Your dog is not only smelling your body, it is reading your condition. That gives ordinary sniffing a completely different meaning. It is not always curiosity. It can be concern. It can be connection. It can be your dog quietly checking in on you, trying to understand the human it trusts most. We often imagine communication flowing in one direction. We speak. Dogs listen. But much of the communication between a dog and its person happens silently, without words, without gestures, without either side fully realizing it. Your dog may know something about your mood before you say a single sentence, before you smile, before you sigh, before you admit anything out loud, and that silent awareness often begins with a sniff. Second reveal, but emotions are only part of the story. There is another reason dogs keep sniffing their owners, and this one goes deeper than curiosity. It goes into attachment. Dogs are highly social animals. Long before they lived in our homes, they survived by reading the members of their group. Who was healthy? Who was injured? Who had returned? Who was missing? Who was safe? Smell helped answer those questions. That ancient instinct still exists today, even in a warm house, even on a couch, even in the middle of an ordinary day. When your dog sniffs you, part of its brain may be doing the same social check its ancestors once relied on. Not because danger is near, because connection matters. The behavior is ancient. The relationship is modern. If sniffing helps dogs monitor the people they care about, then why do some dogs seem almost obsessed with it? Why do certain dogs sniff constantly? Behavior. Experts suggest that dogs who are especially attentive, deeply bonded, or highly curious often sniff more. These dogs are information seekers. They want to know what is happening. They want predictability, and predictability creates comfort. For a dog, knowing what is going on helps it feel secure. That means frequent sniffing is not always a sign of worry. Sometimes it is a sign of engagement. Your dog is paying attention, far more attention than most owners ever imagine. Researchers have also found that dogs can identify specific people by scent alone, even when visual clues are removed. That is remarkable on its own. But what makes it even more interesting is how detailed those scent memories appear to be. Your dog is not storing a simple name. It is storing an entire scent identity, rich pattern of information connected to you. This may explain why dogs often seek out clothing, blankets, pillows, or shoes that carry their owner's scent. Those smells represent familiarity, safety, belonging. In a very real sense, your scent becomes part of your dog's emotional world. That is why your presence matters, even when you are not in the room. And that is why your smell can calm a dog in ways words never could. This is where the behavior becomes unexpectedly touching. The next time your dog walks over and sniffs you, it may not be performing a meaningless routine. It may be reconnecting with something deeply important. The scent that means home. The scent linked to comfort. The scent tied to trust. To us, it lasts only a few seconds. To the dog, it may be reassurance, a reminder that the person it depends on is still there, still safe, still part of its world. Most owners see a nose, but the dog may be experiencing something much bigger, a moment of recognition, a moment of checking in, a moment of emotional closeness that does not need words. So what does it really mean when your dog keeps sniffing you? Sometimes it is curiosity. Sometimes it is information gathering. Sometimes it is emotional monitoring. Sometimes it is social bonding. And often, it is all of those things at once. The common belief is that dogs sniff because they like smells. The deeper truth is that dogs sniff because smell is how they understand life itself. It is how they read situations, how they interpret people, how they stay connected, how they notice. What words cannot say. Every sniff is part of a conversation. Conversation happening in a language humans rarely notice. And once you understand that, your dog stops looking like it is simply sniffing. It starts looking like it is listening with its nose. The next time your dog quietly comes close and presses its nose toward you, try seeing that moment differently. Instead of asking, "What is my dog smelling?" ask, "What is my dog learning?" Because in that small, ordinary moment, Your dog may be doing something extraordinary, checking on the person it cares about most, reading changes nobody else can see, protecting a bond built not through words, but through trust, familiarity, and love. And once you understand that, a simple sniff no longer feels simple. It feels like one of the most remarkable forms of communication in the animal world. If this changed the way you see your dog's behavior, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more powerful insights into canine psychology. And in the comments, tell us this. Does your dog sniff you every time you come home? Or does it seem to do it when your mood changes? We would love to hear your experience.